you would be so good if you just picked one medium, but I just can't. I just couldn't. And I didn't want to. Like, I could be missing out on something that brings me a lot of joy. And I would much rather play with different materials and experiment.
Can you tell us about yourself?
My name's Juniper. I use she or they pronouns. I'm an art teacher and I'm an artist. I really like to make work that you can touch because I'm really touchy and I think it's important to connect. And one way that we connect through other people or through things is through touch. But I also really love painting, drawing, ceramics, sewing, embroidery, just like lots of different things. And I actually would get some of that pressure when I went to school for art because I double majored in art ed and ceramics. It would be like, you would be so good if you just picked one medium, but I just can't, I just couldn't, and I didn't want to. Like, I could be missing out on something that brings me a lot of joy, and I would much rather play with different materials and experiment.
What's your creative process like?
Kind of a mix. If I have a very clear idea about what I want to do, like I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, whoa, I want to make this creature. I might sketch out the creature and I might start like sketching out the steps I might want to take to make it. But sometimes it's like in the corner of your eye, like you kind of have the idea, but you can't quite see it. And then I'll just start and like see what happens. And I really like to let the work become what it wants to become.
How have your life experiences shaped your art?
I've always been like a really dreamy kid. Like, I love to read. I really liked certain animes. I really liked movies. But like reading and art was definitely the things that I needed growing up. I'll say that I experienced things that were not so good or happy. So making art was a way of like processing that and kind of like escaping that and finding joy for myself. And so still a lot of the art is inspired by what I'm feeling and what I'm experiencing. Like if I'm feeling sad or happy, or if my back is hurting, I might draw a picture of my back like crumbling or something. Or I might have a dream and I might want to draw that dream because dreams often mean lots of things. So if I want to just think about it, I'll just make something inspired by that dream.
How do you deal with frustrations?
I have a moment where I need to yell or pout about it, like, oh, why isn't the sewing machine doing the thing I want it to do? And I'll be really mad, and then I'll take a breath. And I'll try to figure it out. And if I can't and I'm getting frustrated again, I'll walk away and try and do something else. Or I'll ask a friend to help me because everybody's brains work differently. Everybody's eyes see differently. And it might help me work out what I feel like is a problem or what I'm struggling with. Like, oh, I didn't think about that. You're right. I'm going to try that. There's this cliche that artists are alone and they create alone and you need to figure it all out. But we don't create in a vacuum. We're not alone. We're a community. And we're all experiencing similar things and exploring similar medias. So it's totally okay to ask for help, and we're consciously or unconsciously borrowing each other's ideas all the time, and that's okay.
What advice do you have for kid artists?
Say, if anyone tells you that your work is bad or it's not real art, don't listen to them. There is no bad art. If you created something because you enjoyed the process or just because you like doing it, that is valid and it's not bad art. Even if it's frustrating, even if you're like, oh, but it didn't come out the way that I wanted to, it's still not bad. You still learned from it and you can do another thing and you might like that thing better. And I'll also say that people might tell you that you have to have a certain style or your work has to look like this one thing, and it doesn't. You can play it and change as much as you want.